Welcome to another CTV Sports presentation. CTV Sports is brought to you by St. Clair Chevy Buick GMC. We care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star, guiding the way. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. And by CTV, Community TV for Marine City and St. Clair.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of high school basketball on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins getting ready for girls basketball here at St. Clair High School. The St. Clair Saints hosting the Centerline
Panthers,
thank you. Send it down to our public address announcer for the singing of our national anthem and the introduction of our starting lineups. That was a great save.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and face the flag? Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America this evening with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Clair High School welcomes you to tonight's varsity contest between the Panthers of Centerline High School and the Saints of St. Clair High School. Tonight's starting lineup in the spirit of sportsmanship read in alternating fashion, beginning with the Panthers. Senior, number 5, Cameron Gibbs. For the Saints, senior, number 1, Juliana Cataldo. For Centerline, sophomore, number 11, Emma Hastings. For St. Clair, senior, number 3, Mia Jensen. For the Panthers, senior, number 13, Dejana Link. For the Saints, senior, number 4, Alexa Rutledge. For Centerline, senior, number 14, Janae Smith. For St. Clair, sophomore, number 10, Christina Boone. For the Panthers, sophomore, number 20, Bella Mark. For the Saints, senior, number 24, Savannah Green. The Panthers are coached by Rob O'Kennedy. The Saints by Mike Bullard, assisted by Todd Green.
Another good start here to our broadcast. The St. Clair Saints, coached by Mike Bullard, come in with a 6-4 overall record, 6-0 in the gold. hosting Centerline. They're 8-4 overall, 2-4 in their division. Brad, got the scouting report before the game. St. Clair coming in a little banged up in this one.
Yeah, got a few key injuries, couple kids out there. Juliana Cataldo and Alexa Rutledge, team leaders, playing on some bad ankles. You probably noticed the braces on their right ankles. We'll see how they get around. Delana Oskow out, along with Annalise LaMontagne with some illnesses and a knee injury, and Alexis Joshua with a leg. So up comes Paige Van Slambrook to provide a little guard depth, and we'll see how deep they have to go in a league contest here. Going to have to gut it out and get an ugly win on your home floor, I think.
St. Clair wins the tip. They'll get their first shot at a bucket. Cataldo with the basketball over to Christina Bohm. Last time the Saints were at home and we broadcast here on CTV, she got in a little foul trouble to start. See how she gets off to, what kind of start she gets off to in this one.
Sounded like that was the story the last time they had to travel to Centerline. Also, the bigs from Centerline gave Christina Bohm some problems once they were able to get her out of foul trouble and in the game. It sounded like the Saints opened it up a little bit. But I think that's going to be the matchup problem. And then again, with those injuries, we'll see if guards can get out on shooters like Gibbs there with the three.
Cameron Gibbs knocking down the three. Centerline was up to a 3-0 start. Cataldo drives, picks up a dribble, gets it over to Jansen. Looking inside Bohm. She collects, gathers, goes up. It's good, and the foul.
Every time we've had the opportunity to watch Christina Bohm play, she's done a lot of athletic things and had some nice touch around the rim. The challenge for her is just being able to stay on the floor long enough to make a huge impact. I think she's a type of kid that can get you a double-double, but she's got to be able to give you double-digit minutes. And she finds her way into foul trouble, and that hurts her and making an impact and getting into flow.
Free throw no good. Game stays at 3-2. Rutledge getting after a loose ball, going to go out of bounds and stay with the Panthers.
See how aggressive the Saints are able to be with those hobbled injuries a little bit. If they want to sit in the zone, leave those two up top, allow the length of Savannah Green and Mia Jansen to help them a little bit, or if they want to come out and really test it, see how it goes.
Senior Janae Smith with the basketball. Another corner three attempt is up, and that one is good once again from Cameron Gibbs.
Hot shooting start for the Panthers. Gibbs 2 for 2.
Rutledge running the offense over to Cataldo. Bohm in the corner, going to drive. Physical play inside. Nice swipe there by number 13, Dejana Lynch. Back come the Panthers. Fast break. Layup up, no good. Lynch there for the rebound. Her attempt is up and no good once again. And down comes Savannah Green with the rebound.
Good defense, but impressive body control by Janae Smith. Almost knocked that one in off the glass, fading away from the bucket.
Bohm, pull-up jumper long, no good. Rebounded by Cataldo amongst the trees. Can't finish. Bohm goes up for again, but Lynch with a good, strong rebound. 2 minutes into this contest, Centerline 6, St. Clair 2. Drive, pull up off glass, no good. Lynch is there. Offensive rebound off glass and in.
Mentioned that as we got going. The big bodies, Lynch being one of them, looked pretty impressive in warm-ups. I think could give Bohm and Green some trouble on the glass, and there we see it manifest itself pretty early here.
Rutledge to Cataldo looking inside. Christina Bohm working against Lynch. Goes to her left shoulder. No good. Good hustle by Bohm. It'll remain with the Panthers. Panthers working the inside-out combo so far. Decent inside presence and knocking down a couple threes. 8-2. Gibbs drives, tries to pull up, blocked from behind by Jansen, but they'll get her for a foul.
An illegal screen there on 13. I was curious about that call, and I didn't see that what was initially called. I thought it was a missed call on the outside on Mia Jansen, but I'm glad that they got that right. It's something that I didn't see because that block from behind looked pretty clean on Mia's part.
Saints take over the basketball. Rutledge brings it across the timeline. Jansen, Bohm, pull-up jumper, long, brought down by number 20, Bella Marsh.
Good shot selection there by Bohm. Not a problem. She's going to give you that much room. You got to make her respect it. Pull that shot.
5 minutes to go here in the first quarter on CTV. Panthers turn it over. Saints get a chance to cut into that 6-point deficit.
Saints a little sloppy and slow to start. Kind of a funky week. You got exam week. You've got a couple of snow days in the mix. You're coming off of a big overtime victory against a rival in Marysville the other night where you got banged up a little bit. So some things in play here beyond just X's and O's in basketball, and you got to overcome that here in the first quarter. And they're sputtering just a tad.
Good play off the inbound for the Saints. Jansen couldn't quite finish. Going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow to the Panthers. Still 8-2, Centerline on top.
I like the backdoor cut idea. Panthers overplaying a little bit, being aggressive. That was a good look. Mia Jansen to make that. She gets it again.
Working inside Lynch, going against Bohm. Jansen reaches in with a steal, and back come the Saints. Rutledge on the wing. Keeps her dribble alive, back to Jansen. Drives the lane, looking up top to Bohm. She's got it, collects against Lynch. Not there, now she'll go up with it off glass long. And down with another rebound is Bella Marsh.
Both teams doing a good job on post defense when they catch. Staying straight up and not fouling.
Pull-up jumper from Cameron Gibbs is good. She's off to a big-time start for the Panthers.
8 of the Panthers, 10 points. Saints are going to have to match up, do a little bit better job.
Not an easy shot that she just knocked down. Bohm looking for Cataldo. Rutledge, 3 from the top, up long. Bohm, good reach, can't finish though. Another offensive rebound, this one up off glass and good.
Bohm doing a good job staying with it. Would like her to knock down the first one, but stuck with it, came right back to her, hands high, ball high, and good touch off the glass.
Janae Smith gives her team their orders. Of course, the ball back to Gibbs. Gibbs, this time blocked by Bohm. Gets the basketball back, though. Looking to reset, loses it out of bounds, and the Saints take over.
Saints should be pretty familiar with the set that they just saw. That was a set, that horn set is something that Lance Cruz ran quite a few times when we had the opportunity to broadcast that game from here a week ago. The adjustment's about the same. They're just going to have to figure out how they want to match up on those high screen and rolls with those bigs from Centerline.
Kara Donaldson and Allison Champion into the game for the Saints.
Looks like a box and one here from the Panthers, chasing around Mia Jansen.
Donaldson over to Jansen, up top Champion, looking to swing it. Bohm has the basketball. Looking inside for Green, not there. Jansen fakes, drives, kicks it. Donaldson thought about the 3, dribbled into her defender. Jansen with the basketball inside, good look for Bohm, off the glass and good.
Good job by Mia Jansen. If you're the one that's being guarded in the box and one, there's a lot of diagonal passes to be made. Good rotation by the Saints, and they're able to cash in.
Panther lead just 4 now. Lynch catches at the free throw line, dribbles, loses the basketball. Going to the Saints.
Saints probably with a little bit of good fortune there. We'll take it.
Can't throw the red challenge flag in high school girls basketball, so St. Clair will keep it. 2:44 to play here in the first quarter.
Maybe Saints across America are just due for a couple of calls.
There you go. Oh, I like that. Even tied it in with the red challenge flag, NFL.
Maybe so.
Champion 3 up, no good. Going to head out of bounds.
Allison Champion comes in, looked aggressive. Last time we had the opportunity to watch her play, really made a nice impact off the bench.
Yep.
With no Annalise LaMontagne tonight as she's out sick, Champion's probably going to have increased minutes, so bigger opportunity to make an impact here tonight.
Champion looking inside. Bohm dribbles, backs her defender down. Shot up, no good, but she draws contact and will go to the line.
Saints pounding the rock inside, getting Bohm some touches. She's being aggressive.
.223 to go. First free throw up, and that one's good. Christina Bohm with all 7 of the Saints points.
Centerline 10, Christina Bohm 7 right now.
That free throw up and good, and she ties Cameron Gibbs for the game high, 8 points. Heading towards 2 minutes to go. Centerline 10, St. Clair 8. Panthers swing the basketball around, get it across court. That's who they want the basketball in their hands. Gibbs inside. Chase Mendelson couldn't quite finish. Back comes St. Clair. Jansen over to Champion. Fakes, crossover, Bohm, good catch. Donaldson picks up a dribble inside. Green, up and good. Good ball movement, good finish.
Nice look inside and a good finish by Savannah Green. Good strong finish, turning the shoulders. Off the square and good. Tie basketball game.
Tied at 10, 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Thought about the three. Looks like they're going to have a foul on the floor here.
St. Clair foul number 42, Kara Donaldson.
Foul goes against the senior, Kara Donaldson.
Called for a hand check there in the middle of the paint. Gibbs
Panthers with a set play for Gibbs. This time it's no good, and Bohm comes down with a good, strong rebound. But there was almost a travel before the foul.
She might have been fortunate there that the foul, there was so much contact. I think the sliding of the pivot foot happened first, but not called, and some good fortune there for the Saints as they'll take the ball out of bounds on the side.
Sarah Lohr into the game for the Saints. She has the basketball, going to drive the baseline. Foul going to be called. This one looks like it'll go against Emma Hastings. She's a sophomore for the Panthers. Donaldson will inbound the basketball for the St. Clair Saints. Gets it into Lohr. Drives. Back to Donaldson in the corner. Thought about the three. Drives the lane instead. Off the glass and good.
Nice take there by Kara Donaldson. Strong take. I thought she was going to settle for a jumper quick and saw the seam, went all the way to the rack and scored.
Saints with their first lead of the ball game. It's 12-10. Nice Smith back to Gibbs. Smith going to drive, pull up. Wild shot, no good. Bohm with another rebound. 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. St. Clair 12, Centerline 10.
Saints right now using the fresh legs of the uninjured Sarah Lohr and Allison Champion at the top of that zone, giving the Panthers some problems.
Good looking shot there from Savannah Green. Saints lead up to 4. 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. See if the Panthers play for the last shot. I would assume that's the case unless they get an amazing look. And instead they turn the basketball over. Couldn't quite handle it. Chase Mendelson. St. Clair has 15 seconds to get another bucket.
Panthers probably working for an inside-out look, maybe try to get Gibbs a shot. Unfortunately, not able to handle a pretty tough pass in there. It went pretty quick. Give the Saints an opportunity for that last shot that you talked about. Time wanes here in the first quarter.
Lohr looking inside. Clock at 6. Now at 5. Donaldson blocked. Back come the Panthers. They got 3. Clock at 2. Clock at 1. And that's how we'll end the first quarter here on CTV. St. Clair comes storming back. It's 14-10. Second quarter action after this.
North Star Bank is a true community bank whose loan approvals are made locally by bankers who live in our community, understanding your needs, and will meet face-to-face to discuss what's important to you. From opening accounts to recommending products and services, North Star Bank looks forward to sitting down with you and building a strong relationship to reach your financial goals. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Loans are subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, and member of FDIC.
Welcome back, everybody. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, our guy PJ on the camera as always. High school basketball on CTV. A tradition unlike any other, quite frankly. Getting ready for the second quarter between the St. Clair Saints and the Centerline Panthers. And Brad, it didn't seem like a whole lot was going right for the Saints there, but they got a 4-point lead.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start. We mentioned maybe all the reasons for that with the snow days and the exam days and all the extra things, having just played in a overtime thriller with Marysville at their place the other night and coming back a little beat up after getting that impressive win. Actually, the young guards for the Saints kind of come in and providing that depth, did a nice job of sparking the offense, and Savannah Green, Christina Bohm did their part to get them back and hopefully can hold the lead throughout here.
Gibbs got a steal there and brought it back up for the Panthers.
Probably didn't do enough to credit her either. Gibbs did a nice job shooting the rock.
True. Saints cause a turnover. They'll bring it back. Gibbs all over the place. Poked it away and decided not to go after it, looked like. Jump shot from Champion up, no good.
Nice
good rebound inside by Green. Can't finish. Bohm is getting after it, dribbles it out of bounds, and the Panthers will take over.
Pretty athletic play, good hands there by Savannah Green. Unfortunately, couldn't finish the tough angled layup, but Nice hands, strong rebound.
Alexa Rutledge back into the ball game. She subs in for Kara Donaldson. Senior Janae Smith continues to run the point for Centerline. She's guarded by Rutledge, gets it over to Gibbs. Back Smith, Gibbs got a decent look for three, shot up, no good, it's short. Bohm battling in there. Laura got in there as well. That was tipped off the hands of Christina Bohm, remains with Centerline.
Bohm doing a nice job using her length, staying still, not coming over the top, which will draw the whistle, making it tough to shoot over top. A lot of arms there.
Gibbs, jumper from the free throw line is long and no good. Rebounded by Mendelson. She can't go up with a shot, so she kicks it back out. Gibbs, three from the top. That one may have been tipped, comes up short, and the basketball goes out of bounds to the Saints. Gibbs had it going. She doesn't have it going as much, maybe forcing it just a little bit, maybe not as much a part of the offense as it was earlier in the game.
Right, and she's been a little more contested than she was at the outset. Saints have done a good job of getting out on her for the last couple of possessions. Paying a little more attention, just like the Panthers are doing to Mia Jansen. You see a gimmicky defense, and Mia Jansen's in the game. I think when we did the game last week against Lance Cruz, she poured in 22 points or so. Box scores get the attention of coaches. If you see that on film, if you get it in your mind you're going to take 10 of those points away, you maybe win the basketball game. So Mia's going to have to learn how to either let teammates do some of that tough work or get herself open a la Richard Hamilton and run around all day and tire people out.
Panthers appear to have a little different intensity on the defensive end to start the second quarter.
Good pass.
Emma Hastings was on the ground. Panthers going to turn this one over.
Timeout
like they'll
first,
take
I
a
think.
timeout.
30-second timeout, Centerline.
Pretty nice initial pass across court. Nice vision to see that for the Panthers. Unfortunately, the catch kind of got bobbled, put the guard for the Panthers in a little bit of a tough spot. That was Hastings on the floor there. Coach wisely calls a timeout to save the possession. You're just down 4, so Coach Fulgenzi probably wise to use one there. Stay within striking distance.
Panthers have, I don't have the exact amount of minutes. They're on quite a scoring drought from what I can see. Cameron Gibbs still leading the way for them with 8 points. She hasn't scored in a good while. And DeJohna Lynch had 2 early, but she has not scored in many, many minutes. It's St. Clair 14, Centerline 10. 6:15 to go in the second quarter here on CTV. Panthers will inbound the basketball.
Right now I'm having a hard time identifying what it is specifically that the Panthers feel like they need to do on the offensive end. Just looking at them warming up, I would think an emphasis would go on getting DeJohna Lynch the basketball down low and matching her with Gibbs and letting that inside-out game work. But they seem to be on opposite sides of the floor quite a bit. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. If there's any
jumper was
consistency
no good.
to it.
Yeah, it is an interesting offense so far. I obviously haven't seen enough of them to say what's their identity, but it is kind of interesting to see.
First glance, you want Gibbs shooting the rock, yeah,
Right.
and then obviously we don't have much other than a previous box score and a warm-up session to identify how good DeJohna Lynch really is, but at first glance, looks like maybe she needs a few more touches, and that'll help open up Gibbs again and allow her to shoot like she did really early in this basketball game.
That sometimes becomes a tough spot for a coach. Of course, Gibbs had it going so good early, you don't want to let her get off of a roll because of your decisions. Saints turn it over again. That's a bigger problem right now for St. Clair.
Saints really force-feeding on the inside, which is okay considering they're really trying to limit Mia Jansen. But that means Alexa Rutledge and Juliana Cataldo, if they're able, are going to have to hit some shots from the outside.
Jansen back to Rutledge, takes a Bohm screen. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line is long. Bohm couldn't quite get there. Saints on the deck. Can't get it, and back comes Lynch. Tipped away, good hustle there by Champion. Allison Champion did a good job getting back. No easy buckets there for Centerline.
Good back tip play, hunting the back tip was Allison Champion, knocks it out of bounds, allows the Saints to set the defense. And really nice job considering when that ball looked up and DeJohna Lynch had 2-on-0, that gap closed.
Savannah Green back into the game. She subs in for Christina Bohm, and we talked it into fruition. Gibbs knocks down another 3.
Interesting little play, kind of a shovel pass, triple screen. Runs right off, catches in rhythm, knocks it down.
St. Clair lead down to just one. It's 14-13. Champion jumper up, no good. Good hustle there by Cataldo to get the offensive rebound and score.
Good answer there by Juliana. Aggressive rebound, strong put back.
4.5 to play in the second quarter here on CTV. St. Clair 16, Centerline 13. Cross court pass, Gibbs.
Now they're on the same side.
Looking inside to Lynch, takes a dribble, gets up, no good. Long, good rebound by Jansen. Back comes St. Clair. Lynch trailing the play, so the Saints have numbers. Rutledge thought about the three, will drive baseline, looks inside, but a good pick away there by Janae Smith. Back comes Smith, goes up with the layup, no good. Green brings it down. Janae Smith she's hustling. Causes a turnover there.
Just got a little bit out of control going through the paint there. Didn't get the benefit of the call because I think she kind of flailed the ball up more than shot it. And Mia Jansen kind of watched her go by instead of having to contest.
Looking inside for Lynch. Three
Saints
bodies
triple.
all around her. Foul going to be called inside.
She draws a lot of attention, which is why before when I mentioned the identity thing, I would think that you're going to be forced to double, or in that case, triple team off of her, so you'd want to put Gibbs, who's pretty much proven that she's the only one that can shoot from outside, or at least the only one willing to shoot from the outside. You put her with her and force the Saints to make a choice. Right now, they're able to just triple team and put DeJana Lynch at the line, where
First free
apparently
throw
the
up
bank
off
is
glass.
open.
Yes, it is.
Late on a Friday.
Makes the St. Clair lead 2. Second free throw up. This one didn't need the glass, but it's good. Under 4 minutes to go. St. Clair 16, Centerline 15. Alexa Rutledge with the basketball.
Good skip.
Cross court. Champion drive. Looks to go up. Foul on Lynch. That'll work because they're trying to get her going on offense.
Good look on a skip pass. Good aggressive drive. Panthers pretty consistently out of position on the interior, whereas the Saints have done a pretty good job positioning themselves. Put the pressure on the defense, force them to foul you. Then you got to knock down some free throws.
Junior Allison Champion. First free throw is up and good.
Kind of a big deal, big take. That's the third on DeJana Lynch. So a really, really important drive there by Allison Champion. And she makes both foul shots to boot. So you put probably their best and most aggressive post player on the bench probably for the remainder of this half. And you knock down a couple to extend your lead to 3.
Chase Mendelson entered the ball game for DeJana Lynch. Christina Bohm comes in for Champion. 3.5 to play here in the second quarter. St. Clair 18, Centerline 15. Smith thought about driving. Cut off by Rutledge. Emma Hastings. Back to Smith. Three-pointer up on its way is good. Emma Hastings knocks it down. Her first points of the ball game. Tied up at 18.
Jot her down as somebody who might be able to hit from the outside the first time she tried to do it.
Rutledge shot up, no good. Offensive rebound by Green, and she draws a foul on Mendelson, who just entered the ball game for DeJana Lynch.
They're having the same problem. Pretty good size on the behalf of the Panthers, but St. Clair, just in terms of positioning and fundamentals, rebounding the basketball, doing a better job. It's forcing the Panthers to be in a bad spot on these putbacks. So I think I can see on Coach Fulgenzi's body language that he's frustrated about it, but I think the biggest issue is you got to be in better rebounding position to stop giving up the offensive looks for the Saints.
Green missed the first one, knocks down the second one. She's got 3 points on the night. St. Clair with a 1-point lead. Gibbs cut off on the baseline, back over to Smith. Foul going to be called on Rutledge. I believe that's her first of the game.
St. Clair foul number 4, Alexa Rutledge. Her first, team's third.
Just the third foul against the Saints, so no trouble there. Centerline has committed 17 fouls so far. Gibbs going to drive baseline, get it inside. Mendelson blocked there by Bohm. Whistle blown here. They will get Bohm with the foul. Mendelson will go to the line to shoot 2.
Tough call there. Bohm went up top. Looked like a pretty good block.
First free throw up and no good. Good contest so far.
Not sure it flashed across the top on how many that was for Christina, if that was just her first. That plays well for the Saints.
Second one up, no good. Good rebound by Bohm. Gets it to Jansen. She'll bring it up for the Saints. Heading towards 2.5 to play. Rutledge inside Green. Turns. Shot up. Ooh. Rolls in.
Nice shot. Tough athletic play there. Kind of shoulders not even perfectly squared in the air. You don't see that very often. Nice shot there by Savannah Green.
Hastings cross court. Will go out of bounds into the Saints. Trying to get the basketball over to Cameron Gibbs. 2:18 to play. Rutledge gets her orders from head coach Mike Boulard. Brings the basketball up. Looking for Cataldo, not there. Good defense there by Emma Hastings. Bohm in the corner. Drives past her defender. Shot up, no good.
Good position again.
Back into the hands of Green, who finishes.
Not just Savannah Green, who was in good position, but Juliana Cataldo got a piece of that and got inside her girl. And again, Saints cash in on the offensive glass. It's becoming a story.
Drive there by Hastings. They'll get Savannah Green with a foul. All of a sudden, with just 1:43 left in the second quarter, the fouls are being called all over the place. 5 now for the Saints. Looks like Mike Boulard will take a timeout. 1:43 to go in the second. St. Clair with a 5-point lead. It's 23-18. If you're Coach Boulard, what are you looking for here out of this timeout?
I got to guess with the ball underneath the basket, he's concerned with some look where they might be trying to free a shooter in the corner. Discuss that maybe again. I know that he was calling out a set play on the last time that the Saints had the basketball, and I don't know that you blame the girls. It looked like Mia Jansen might have been open to throw it ahead early, but it looked like it got their set play, whatever it was, out of sync. So maybe get on the grease board quick and just rehash that, because if you feel like it's a good matchup and you're going to get a bucket off of this stop, get that done with 1 30-second timeout here. That's pretty good bang for your buck on a 30-second timeout. It's not about momentum, though. I think one blocking foul, I think the momentum is squarely in the Saints' corner right now. You want to keep that.
Saints return with their starters
Gives
on the
run
floor.
Through. Saints do a decent job there. We'll credit Coach Boulard for that.
Cross-court pass. Jansen thought about going for the steal. They get it inside. That's Mendelson. She goes up with the shot. It's way long. Offensive rebound there by Bella Marsh. Three-pointer up on the way is short. Jansen comes down with the rebound. 1:20 to go in the first half. Rutledge.
There's your call. Coach Boulard calls for the same thing as before.
Inside Green goes up, no good. Christina Bohm, offensive rebound, draws the foul and finishes off glass. Looking for the three-point play the old-fashioned way with 1:09 to go.
Saints make good on the momentum right there. Nice use of the 30-second. You get a stop. You address the shooter as she comes out to get her look from the top of the key. Doesn't get it. Saints cash in with 3 of their own down at the other end with short time left and a half. Big play.
Saints lead up to 8, 26-18. Smith brings it over. They're looking inside. That's Marsh. Backs Christina Bohm down. No good. Gets the ball back. Still no good. And this time Bohm comes away with the basketball. Here comes Rutledge. We're under a minute to go. Crosses over. Gets in the lane. Looking inside Green. Mid-range jumper up and good.
Continues the hot shooting first half. Savannah Green making her presence felt. Athletic Director Sandy Rutledge mentioned her name at the beginning of the game as somebody who made a big difference in the first matchup as the Saints were able to pull away. And all the momentum working for the Saints right now at 31 seconds. It was a big 2 minutes and they had to get it, and right now they're getting it.
28-18, St. Clair with the basketball. Alexa Rutledge takes her orders and brings the basketball across the timeline. 25 to go. Looking inside, not there for Bohm. She takes it, dribbles to the right side. Gets it over. Cataldo with a shot up on the way is no good. Christina Bohm went for the rebound, but she'll get called for the foul.
Saints have had good position all night, didn't have it that time, and Bohm's going to draw the foul and probably end her participation for the half. Allison Champion checks for her.
Did get confirmation there over the PA. It's just her second, so that was her first earlier. So that's
No
good
trouble.
news, even though you get a foul with 13 seconds left. Nothing you have to worry about too much.
It's the right kind of foul. Being aggressive, trying to go up, get a second shot, no harm there.
Not sure the Panthers knew how much time was left on the clock, and we got a little Steph Curry pull-up for three. No good. That's how we end the first half of action on CTV. St. Clair 28, Centerline 18. Second half action after this.
St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware is open 7 days a week in the Riverview Plaza. Everything you need in hardware, from wiring, paint, tools, outdoor equipment, and even picnic and camping items. Check the specials on Valspar Paint and the Ace Hardware specials. St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware also has a complete gift department with candles, outdoor furniture, grills, and much, much more. St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. Come to the Murphy Inn and enjoy the pub atmosphere or the dining room, which both offer a diner's menu. Murphy Inn offerings include the best pizza, burgers, ribs, steak, and fish around. Plus, there are great daily specials such as Ebba's pasta, chicken, or fish and chips. Karaoke is every Wednesday and Saturday from 8 p.m. until midnight. Murphy Inn hosts live entertainment each Thursday and Friday from 8 until midnight. The Bernhuber family appreciates the opportunity to serve you at the Murphy Inn.
Welcome back, everybody. High school basketball on CTV. St. Clair Saints with a 10-point lead. It's 28-18. Good first half there for Mike Boulard's squad.
Yeah, came out a little slow, sputtered. Good finish to the first quarter and a pretty strong overall second quarter. A nice flurry. I think it was 19-18 at one point, and the Saints went on a 9-0 run to finish the half. Really, inside was the story. Got DeJana Lynch in some trouble for the Panthers, put her on the bench, and Savannah Green and Christina Bohm took care of business. So that might be the recipe for success today.
Jumper up and no good. Last time these teams met at Centerline, St. Clair with a 24-point lead. That game was 57-33. We're actually on pace for a very similar basketball game. If things go the same way, it'll be 56-36. Very similar. Saints cause a turnover. Back comes Alexa Rutledge. Goes up with the layup. No good. Bohm there trying to get the rebound. Good grab, though, by Janae Smith. Back comes Centerline. Smith, nobody picks her up. Bohm finally gets her, picks up her dribble in the corner. That was Cameron Gibbs. She had the hot hand. She finished the first half with 11 points. That's my tally, at least. I don't know what you had on your score sheet. Inside Lynch, who got herself in foul trouble in the first half. Shot no good, and back comes Savannah Green and the Saints.
Lynch might have got away with an extra step there on her move on the interior.
Bohm went up for it, no good.
Saints can keep going to that inside, letting Bohm and Green do the work.
Free throw line jumper tipped away by Cataldo. Back into the hands of Gibbs. Gets it up top to Smith, and the Panthers reset. You'd like to think the Saints might go at DeJana Lynch on the offensive side of the floor, but she only has 4 points. Not like she's actually impacting the basketball game too much. Would impact their offense a little bit. Another turnover by the Panthers. Cataldo looking ahead. She's got Bohm, gathers, goes up and good.
Nice look, not too many dribbles. The passes weren't probably as clean as they would like, but ultimately it ends in a basket for Christina Bohm. She's working on a pretty nice game here into the 14-point range. There you see Lynch get a catch, take 3 power dribbles right into Christina Bohm, who she's got some size on. Gets herself to the foul line.
Third foul. Puts Coach Boulard in an interesting position. Not like it's totally urgent to get her out of the basketball game, especially with the absence of Annalise Lamontagne from tonight's game. 2 minutes into the third quarter here. Looks like we could get a sub. Allison Champion going to check into the ball game. He does sub out Christina Bohm.
Allison Champion did a good job when she came in to relieve Christina and Savannah in the first half. Did a nice job, provided a spark, made a couple good hustle plays, some back tips, and asserts herself well on the glass. You don't lose a whole lot, although Christina Bohm has played pretty well tonight.
Free throws up and no good there for Lynch.
Champion comes in with a quick rebound right away.
Yep, looking inside for Champion. It's a turnover, though, by Jansen. Layup up and no good there from Emma Hastings. Centerline regathers. That one's up and good, but it won't count.
That should be a no basket. Went off the wire.
Basket there.
St. Clair foul number 4.
That will be the case. So shooting 2 will be the senior, Janae Smith. First one up and no good. 5:51 to play here in the third quarter. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, PJ on camera for us. Second one up and good for Smith, make it 30-19. Just got an update there. I think you got it as well from Athletic Director Sandy Rutledge. Sent a little photo along. Looks like the boys with a 9-point lead with under a minute to go there at Warren Woods Tower.
Yeah, they got a shot to pull one off on the road against one of the favorites in their division. So the parity continues in boys basketball as the Saints bring in the team that hadn't won a game and lose, and then they beat Northern when they go out again. So they had 2 wins, and now they're on the road playing against one of the better teams. So that thing's wide open. There's no sure shake for how that MAC tournament bracket's going to look in the blue gold.
Panthers struggling on offense to start this second half.
Alexa Rutledge does a good job. Rips through, goes to the bucket.
St. Clair foul
Doesn't get the
4, Alexa Rutledge.
benefit of a call.
Team's third, Kara Donaldson.
5:14 to go here in the third quarter. Back come the Panthers with the basketball. Coach Boulard obviously not too pumped about that no call there.
Try to defend your kid. She goes to the bucket. Looked like she got fouled. Or at least Coach Boulard felt that way. And
Smith drives, blocked by Champion. Green was there as well.
it's always tough. It's a Friday night in the dead of winter, and you got one set of bleachers out, and the game is sparsely attended. So everything a coach has to say is heard, and it becomes a focal point. And it's not that he's behaving any differently than any other coach in America. It just gets highlighted a little differently.
Yes, it does. Dejana Lynch. Easy bucket inside. It's only a 9-point St. Clair lead. Kara Donaldson with the basketball looking inside the green. Not there. Good grab by Cataldo. Shot up. Rattles in and out. Lynch with the rebound. Almost turned away, but good handles there from Janae Smith. Janae Smith's done a good job with the basketball tonight for the Panthers.
Saints, a little more focus on Gibbs, moving out to prevent her from shooting the 3.
Gibbs jumper up and no good. Champion with the rebound, able to get it to Cataldo. Pressured there by Emma Hastings. Heading towards 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. St. Clair 30, Centerline 21. Jansen cross court. Donaldson driving baseline, gets it to Green. Mid-range jumper up, no good. Rebounded there by Dejana Lynch.
Another good opportunity for Savannah Green.
Smith crosses over Donaldson, shot no good, and Kara Donaldson comes down with it. Jansen pushing the pace under 4 minutes to play. Looks across court, good hustle once again by Smith. She has it, looks ahead, she's got Hastings, she gathers, goes up for the layup, it's good.
Panthers on a little run of their own here. Saints gonna have to weather a little storm.
Action picking up a little bit here at St. Clair High School, 3.5 to go. Donaldson goes up with the shot. That one's short. Goes after her miss. Comes down with it. Battle for the basketball. Pops out right in the hands of Green. No good. And down comes Lynch with the rebound. Gibbs brings it up 1-on-2. Gets it to Smith. Panthers pushing it. Gibbs got a good look. Shot up. No good. Cataldo with it.
She's been so good today, and now that wild miss there.
Champion goes up. No good. Donaldson comes down with it. She's got to look at a layup, and it's in.
A little bit of a stretch of ugly basketball here. Saints just going to have to survive it. I think the whistles came fast and furious in the first half, at the beginning of that half, and then at the end, and now they're not to be found. Just in observing that this quarter of basketball, it baffles me that the fouls are 3-0 and the Saints have the 3. But it's allowed the Panthers to make, put it within shouting distance at least, and the Saints doing a good job just hanging in there. That time, Clair Donaldson makes a play from the floor to the hoop and gets a tough, gritty basket for the Saints.
Good run there from the Panthers. Came to an end after an easy layup. That forced head coach Rob Fulgenzi into calling a timeout. 9-point St. Clair lead. It's 32-23, 2:55 to play. Saints, of course, undefeated in their league, off to a good start with a 2.5-game lead in the conference. That kind of makes things a little easier as you come into the second half of your league schedule.
Yeah, it took care of business completely, and they still are. And we talked a little bit about that. I know when I was on the broadcast with John, we looked at that beginning of the Saints' schedule and how they built it with some really top-heavy teams, and they went up into the red and they played some of the best teams that those leagues had to offer. And while the girls could have gotten frustrated or down about their performance in those losses in the first games, now that it's really paying off in that a night where you got to kind of battle it out against Centerline. It doesn't seem nearly as bad as playing against the girls that Port Huron Northern brought into the building. So they can draw on that, and they built some depth, and they're having to use it with some injuries. So it's all working out in that competition for a MAC Gold title and trying to back-to-back it because the Saints were able to win their league last year as well.
Stats and records don't always tell the story. I think part of what you're getting at there, and one of the stats that may lie a little bit, Centerline they actually are statistically the best defensive team in the MAC Gold, giving up just 36 points a game on average. Good look inside. Panthers come away with it.
With that stat, I'd be interested to see who they played at the beginning of their season. If you're playing down in the bronze, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to those teams, but there are many a nights where the skill only allows them to score single digits.
Right.
So you get a couple single-digit nights, and that helps your average. Saints giving up 56 to Port Huron Northern isn't so bad.
Little inside-out look there for Centerline. Janae Smith banks in a three-point shot, and all of a sudden it's just a 6-point lead. Donaldson 3 to answer, no good. Tries to get her own miss, lands in the hands of Green, off glass and good.
Green working on an MVP night here.
Two Saints in double digits now. Christina Bohm with 15, Green with 11. Under 2 minutes to go. Looking inside. Bella Marsh can't get the basketball. Donaldson with it, and a little bit of a silly foul on Emma Hastings.
How often do you see that? The kid who turns the ball over, gets herself in a scramble situation, also gets the foul 70 feet away from the other rim. Just a frustration foul.
Saints lead back up to 8, minute 39 to go in the third quarter. Mia Jansen brings the basketball up for the St. Clair Saints. Donaldson clears out. Champion on the baseline. Drives, beats her defender, goes up, no good. Into the hands of Green once again, and an easy layup.
Lead back to 10. Big bucket there.
Right place at the right time many times tonight for Savannah Green. Heading towards a minute to go. Saints lead up to 10. Cross-court pass, tipped away out of bounds by Champion.
Some of that stuff is luck, Savannah Green being in the right spot at the right time. That's that puck luck type thing. But some of it's experience and understanding where to be and where things are most likely to happen. So the senior's going to get that a little bit, get a feel for the court.
Smith with the basketball, working it inside, shot up, no good. They'll call a foul. So Bella Marsh will go to the line and shoot 2.
St. Clair foul number 12, Allison Champion.
Get Allison Champion with a foul, her first, 4th team foul for St. Clair. 59 seconds on the clock. Marsh's first free throw is on its way, and it's long and no good.
Something I've noticed here as we kind of carry on nearly into the fourth quarter is Centerline, they've got 9 players on their team. I don't know that they go 9 deep, though. It's been about 6 deep. They don't play very many people, so fatigue could become an issue here moving into the fourth quarter.
A couple of seemingly important free throws were no good there for Marsh. St. Clair almost turns it over. Jansen looking inside to Green. Why not? Gets it over Champion. Mid-range jumper good. Good look there for Champion.
Kind of an ugly possession with a lot of deflections. It ends up coming away with a pretty darn good shot, and Allison Champion knocks it down. I think every pass was a twisting, turning, deflected look and come up clean. That's living right if you're the Saints.
12-point lead under 30 seconds to go. See if the Panthers can get a better look than they did there to end the first half. Try to work it inside, not there. Donaldson almost comes away with it. Champion on the deck along with Marsh, excuse me. Jump ball, possession arrow to the Saints.
Saints got an opportunity to get a big bucket here. 16 seconds to go, up 12. Keep the momentum going in after you kind of lost it at the midway point of the third. Take it all back and win the quarter.
Allison Champion, just 4 points on the night, but her impact has been felt, especially here in the third quarter. 8 seconds on the clock, stolen away here by Gibbs. See if the Panthers can get it down. 3 seconds on the clock. Doesn't look like they know it. Smith going to hoist one from way back. No good. That's how the third quarter ends. St. Clair 38, Centerline 26. Some big-time fourth quarter action after this.
Neiman's Family Market. Experience the Neiman's family difference. Fresh fruits and vegetables, where Michigan-grown products are featured daily. Local is more than what Neiman's sells. It's who they are. From Grandpa John's quality meats since 1952, featuring a complete meat and deli department, to Grandma Sophie's Bakery, to the Corner Cafe, even a complete pharmacy to serve you. That's what Neiman's Family Market is. Experience the Neiman family difference.
Welcome back to another edition of high school basketball. We're getting ready for the fourth quarter. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, PJ on the camera for us, is always doing a good job. Lady Saints with a 38-26 lead. Centerline will start with the basketball here. Working around, Janae Smith drives, and another foul going to be called here. It'll be the 5th team foul against St. Clair. Goes against Alexa Rutledge.
Saints sitting in that zone. They're just a little off tonight. A little step slow. That's Alexa Rutledge's 4th foul, and they've been playing in a zone primarily the whole night. So kind of goes to indicate really it's a good thing that Christina Bohm and Savannah Green have really stepped up tonight. I think some of the usual scorers just a little cold and not on their game tonight. So it's the next person up.
Quick
Saints
rest there for Champion as they had to sub out Alexa Rutledge, who picked up her 4th foul there.
Allison's played well. She's earned, that's probably not her typical rotation coming in for Alexa Rutledge, but she's kind of earned the right to be the next person in.
Champion with the basketball, drives the lane, gets it to Green. Mid-range jump up and good.
That's one of the best games we've ever seen Savannah Green play, and it's coming to at the right time tonight. As I just mentioned, some of the more frequent scorers either hobbled or just a little cold.
Hastings' 3 is up and good. Good answer there from the Panthers. Savannah Green, I got her down for tied for a game high 15, tied with Christina Bohm. Champion was looking to get it inside, shuffled both feet, called for a travel. Just about a minute to go into the fourth quarter. St. Clair 40, Centerline 29.
And I've got her with a bucket more. So
okay.
between one of the two of us, she could have 15 or 17.
All right.
So either at any rate, having a really nice night, and she's probably right around 10 rebounds. So working on a double-double. Senior leader Savannah Green doing a great job. And as I look over it, you know, Alexa Rutledge doesn't have any points. Juliana Cataldo has 2, and Mia Jansen has 0. So you need it tonight because those are 3 of your main scorers, and just hasn't come easy for them tonight.
Cameron Gibbs had it going early. She's kind of struggled in the second half. Credit the Saints a little bit for that. Some rough shooting in the second half for Gibbs. Centerline comes away with the basketball. They're down 11. They'll have to make something happen pretty quick here as they've struggled to score the basketball. Good pass there from Smith. Drops it off to Marsh, and she scores.
Saints are just going to have to make it a point to slow the Panthers down when they go on offense. And it's okay for them to burn clock. They're not going to set any school records for points scored tonight, so be best to burn some clock, get out of here with a W.
Emma Hastings all of a sudden filling it up. That bucket comes off of a Saints turnover there. Champion lost it, stolen there by Marsh. 7-point St. Clair lead, going to force Coach Boulard into a timeout?
Yeah, and I think if I'm thinking of this the right way, what I just mentioned is probably something that Coach Boulard is going to have to remind the girls of. Is you had a possession where the Panthers raced it down. Smith comes down, gets all the way into the paint, shares the ball with Marsh for a bucket. You want that ball stopped, and you want them to take 20 seconds to get that shot. On the flip side of that, they inbound the basketball and they throw the ball ahead and throw 3 loopy passes, and they don't get a look, and only 5 or 6 seconds come off the clock. So right now, I just want to eat up clock and run possessions through tough and make sure you eat some clock on these things. Because honestly, the shooting's been a little cold. You got to get touches on the interior, and that's where you're going to make your money tonight. Slowing them down, getting good looks.
6:09 on the clock. That's what we got left at the fourth quarter. St. Clair 40, Centerline 33. A spirited timeout there from Coach Boulard.
No doubt about it.
I can't imagine that there's a lot of X's and O's being talked about there. This is probably a little bit more about taking care of the basketball and playing with a little desire.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think you have to change anything or set up a certain matchup. I think all the tools are in the toolkit. It's just about using them the right way and being smart with them. And it sounded like that was being reinforced at the very least.
Saints able to get it in.
Let's see if the Saints were attentive.
Green goes up, no good. They may have been attentive, but they can't get a bucket. Marsh comes away with it. Smith pushing it. St. Clair's lead is just 7. Tough screen there. Smith drives the lane, gets it over. Hastings thought about it, drives, pulls up, loses the handle. Foul going to be called.
Always one of the tests to see how dialed in your defense is. If you got kids leaving their feet to try and block jump shots, that was always an indicator for me that I might need to use a timeout immediately. And right there, as good as Allison Champion's been all night, she flies in the air on a jump shot. Probably just want her to stay on the ground and contest and rebound. And ultimately, it leads to Emma Hastings at the line for the Panthers.
First free throw up and no good. Got us another update. We were maybe misinformed a little bit, or there was some confusion about the boys game. Looks like we've got a tie game with 59 seconds to go, so we'll see how that one ends over there at Tower.
Apparently the 43 seconds that we saw on the picture of the scoreboard was an indication of the time left between third and fourth quarter breaks. So with the 1 minute remaining, it sounds like the Saints and the Titans of Warren Woods Tower are tied. So didn't want to get ahead and give people a notion that they had that thing in the bag. It's still being played. If we get a final, we'll update you here on CTV.
The good news is when they see this, the games will be well
I totally get it, but anybody could be walking around just having watched this.
That's true.
And dialed into our broadcast, and then they're under the impression the whole time the Saints got away with that one.
There you go. I like it.
I don't want to be blamed for anybody having the wrong story at family dinner.
Cataldo able to get the basketball for the Saints. Centerline's missed some free throws here in the second half. This is only a 7-point game, and Hastings just a minute ago there went to the line and missed both her free throws. Be a lot different if they were knocking them down. Hastings has the basketball with the Panthers down 7. Donaldson with a steal.
Smart by Donaldson there. She probably could have pushed it a little bit and decided not to.
Champion drives baseline, gets it over to Donaldson in the corner, looking back to Champion. A lot of bodies in this area for the Saints. Inside, Bohm goes up with it. Long, no good. Green keeps it alive for the Saints, and Cataldo chases it down. Drives baseline, pulls up. Long, no good. Bohm fighting in there. She's in there with Lynch, who comes away with a huge rebound, and back come the Panthers. Hastings pushing it. It's 1-on-2. Still going to go up for it, and they'll call the foul. She'll shoot 2 with a chance to cut this lead to 5. Boys team up by a point with 19 seconds to go.
Rutledge to the table with her 4 fouls. Bringing a little baggage with her for 4:54.
Yep. She'll enter for Cataldo. Fouls, St. Clair with 7, Centerline with just 2 team fouls.
Almost a complete reversal from the first half of play.
This free throw up and good from Hastings. This one's up and no good as well. Back comes Smith. The Panthers are down just 6. She's pushing it. The Panthers have been pushing it. Goes up with a layup. No good. Tough shot there for Janae Smith.
Janae Smith's done a much better job in this half of asserting herself offensively, especially in these last few minutes. She's put a lot of pressure on the Saints to get back and get their feet set to play defense. She hasn't been able to make any foul shots, but she's done a good job of putting the Saints in a bad spot with their feet.
40-34, the Saints are on top. Chance to expand this lead a little bit more. Corner, Donaldson gathers, looking inside. Christina Bohm goes, turns, up, no good. Brought down there by Marsh.
Got to credit DeJana Lynch, she's done a much better job in this half of keeping herself out of foul trouble, and quite honestly, I haven't noticed a ton of missed calls. She's just stayed straight up, done a better job.
Christina Bohm comes
She's going to
away
get one
with
here,
it.
though.
Physical play inside there to Lynch and Bohm battling. Foul will go against DeJana Lynch. 4:07 is what we got left here in the fourth quarter. The Saints have Bohm, Rutledge, Donaldson, Champion, and Green.
It's one of those games as a coach, you keep peeking up. You know you have a 6-point lead and you want time to move faster. You're just feeling like you're so cold at the offensive end that you just want to escape. And yeah, Christina Bohm up top, right in front of everybody, gets the moving screen. That's a good call.
Moving screen against Christina Bohm. Turnover for the Saints, and the Panthers come back. Like you said, they're down just 6, 3:58 and running on the clock. Smith, 3 is up and good. All of a sudden, the offense is moving through Janae Smith. 40-37, the St. Clair lead is cut to just 3 points. Donaldson looking inside for Green. She's cut off by Marsh. Champion 3 up, long, no good. There's Green. She's battling inside. Their whistle is blown. Looks like they have a foul. Imagine this will go against Marsh.
That will be the case. Sometimes the best recipe to get a bucket, too, is the opportunity to run a baseline out of bounds play.
True.
Something simple and easy. There are times I wanted to set up a play just to knock the ball off the other team in the baseline and then run one of these, especially when you go through a cold stretch like the Saints have here.
Might also help when you sub in a couple seniors. Cataldo and Jansen back into the basketball game for Coach Mike Boulard. Jansen over to Bohm. Rutledge, another senior, going to drive, looking inside. There's Bohm. She turns, takes a dribble, good look to Green. She goes up and good.
Tonight is her night. Get her more touches down the stretch here, speaking of seniors.
Heading towards 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. St. Clair lead back up to 5. Panthers get the ball to Smith. She's had it going. She's running the offense. Gibbs back to Smith. Panthers wisely looking for a good look here. Saints showing a little bit of that zone. Gibbs pulls up, can't get to go. She cannot find her shot here in the second half. Rutledge has the basketball. Saints pushing the pace a little bit. Green jumper up. This one won't go. Can't make them all. And an over the back foul, I believe, against Christina Bohm.
Tough. She tried to pull her body away there. I thought she did a nice job showing some restraint. Official had his mind made up.
Carol Donaldson got about 20 seconds of real-time rest there. She comes back into the ball game for Christina Bohm.
Should be a 1-on-1 foul. Be interesting to see how dialed in this official was, if he can remember who his shooter's supposed to be. That is 9 team fouls, so this isn't a new concept. I think he's very fortunate.
I think he is fortunate that the player who was fouled knew who it was. Yep.
If I'm Coach Fulgenzi, I'm just going to have my best shooter stand there and argue for them to dispute it.
Almost was too late. Too honest of a player. Went right down to the free throw line.
It's like Euchre, you're stealing the deal. Part of
free
the
throw up and no good. Jansen ahead to Rutledge, 2:35 to go. She drives the lane, gets it to Cataldo. She'll take a long jump shot. That one's up and no good. Brought down by Lynch. Rutledge got in the mix, but the Panthers come away with it. Under 2.5 to go. St. Clair 42, Centerline 37. Pass is going to be thrown away there. Smith with a rare, tough pass and out of bounds.
Saints and Coach Boulard just having to keep reminding the girls that they are winning the basketball game, and you can't let one problem lead to another one. Really, right now, you just don't want to foul away from the basket and allow the clock to be stopped and the other team to catch you.
Donaldson looking inside the green. She's going to turn, take a shot up, no good. Cataldo was there. Marsh reaches in, throws her away as they battle for the basketball. Ball going to remain with the Saints.
Neither team's proved to be a scoring juggernaut over the last 8 or so minutes of play, and Coach Boulard wants to take time to talk about it.
So we get a little reset thanks to the St. Clair timeout. It's 2:04 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. The Saints are up 42-37. looked like Coach Boulard was trying to get the message across to him to kind of calm things down, settle in, and try to kill as much clock as possible.
Yeah, and they have in spurts. But now he's going to have to reinforce the idea that if you make a mistake on the offensive end and the Panthers are able to regain possession, you can't foul them 75 feet away from the basket. You got to make them walk it up and turn them as many times as you can and hope they eat enough clock that your cold shooting spell just allows you to get out of here with a W when honestly they just haven't played, the Saints haven't anyways, as well as they're capable of, and you're going to have nights like that.
So the St. Clair lead is 5. Pretty impressive night from Savannah Green. Good night scoring-wise from her. Good night scoring-wise from Christina Bohm, and that's good news because I got Mia Jansen down for a goose egg so far.
Yeah, and that's somebody that you count on for 20 sometimes. So, you're assuming, and it's, you got to give credit to a certain extent to the Panthers.
Sure.
They've done a nice job of limiting her, and Gibbs has done a good job of chasing her around the floor. So she really hasn't had a good opportunity to get it going as we see her inbound the ball. So watch that here.
I'm hoping to speak in a bucket here.
Right, yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, Savannah Green's just done a bang-up job.
The Saints going to be called for a travel, so with a 5-point lead, the Panthers get the basketball with 2:03 to go.
Tough luck there for Juliana Cataldo. But wasn't tough luck. It looks like the boys were able to hang on and win that basketball game. So we can give you an official update that was a W, and a big one at that for the Saints.
Stolen away by Cataldo. Big steal. Back comes Hastings and tips it out of bounds. No foul called. The Saints will keep the ball with 1:52 to go in the fourth.
Some of the plays like that, you just wonder if that ankle's 100% healthy, if she just gets there and finishes or draws a foul.
Donaldson triggers the green. Rutledge will have it. Saints will probably hold this one as long as possible. Centerline going to have to think about fouling sooner rather than later.
They have a couple to give, too, so if they want to stop the Saints and give them 1-and-1s, they're going to have to get the next one off the books.
Donaldson 3 was no good. Back comes Smith and the Panthers. They're down 5. They need buckets. They need them quick. Smith drives. Hastings can't handle it. Goes out of bounds. Another turnover to the Saints.
Saints have been fortunate. I think the Panthers have done that on at least 5 possessions tonight. Pretty uncontested and just throwing the ball behind their teammate right into the front row in front of us here.
It's almost like they're expecting their teammate to be more on the wing, not so much closer to the baseline. Heading towards 1:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Rutledge with the basketball, guarded by Smith. She drives, gets it back over to Donaldson in the corner, looking inside for Green, not there. The Saints will probably work it around and force the fouls.
They're on an absolute no-shot order right now. You'll see them bring it out. It's one of the simplest things to do, but it's so difficult to get kids to understand that they just don't need to be aggressive in that moment. And here, the officials need to be very aware of the situation. You get a play like that, number 11 comes to glance by and foul Alexa Rutledge, and they don't call it. And then what you get is the next one, which looks like an NFL tackle.
57 seconds on the clock here. Hard foul sent Rutledge flying to the ground. Can't imagine she was too excited about being fouled like that.
The next one's going to be a 1-and-1. Be interesting to see who the Saints try to get the basketball into the hands of. It's going to be Alexa Rutledge. Would have thought maybe that was a spot where you try to run Mia Jansen off for a dribble handoff and let her go to the line. She's shown the ability to knock down free throws. Not that Alexa Rutledge cannot. You just have probably a higher percentage in Mia Jansen.
Substitution here for the Panthers. Number 12, Isabella Zoza will come into the game. She enters for Emma Hastings.
We're at that junction. 48 seconds. If the Saints can make foul shots, they're going to win the basketball game. If they can't make the front ends of their 1-and-1s, then they're going to be a tight one here for a while.
First one was up and no good. Donaldson may have come away with it. Can't. Rutledge gets her hands on it, and the Saints have the basketball again. That's a huge sequence for St. Clair.
Laying on the ground, Alexa Rutledge. Coach Boulard had the timeout trigger ready to pull there. Offensive rebounds will go a long way to helping you win the basketball game, too.
They will. Saints able to take some time off the clock. We're now at 36 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. St. Clair up 5, and the senior Kara Donaldson, who just officially signed up to play college soccer, get a chance to seal this one. Free throw up, no good. Lynch comes down with it for the Panthers, so they're still alive. Heading towards 30 seconds to go. Smith pushing the pace, goes up with a wild layup, no good. This one's off of Pick Your Poison, going to go back to the Saints.
Smith's done a nice job pushing the tempo. She's got to work on getting a finishing game at the rim.
Yep.
I like how she's able to slash through the paint. Like, she didn't show that at all in the first half. And in the later part of this game, she's put a lot of pressure on the Saints. Saints haven't been able to make the foul shots. Fortunately for them, when they went cold, the Panthers didn't exactly get hot, and they're just kind of clinging to that 5-point lead. 28 seconds away from the girls and Coach Boulard and Coach Green collectively wiping their brows and moving on to the next task.
St. Clair up 42-37, 28 seconds to go. We'll probably start seeing a lot more fouls. The clock will stop a lot more often. But like you said, we'll have to see who the Saints want to get the basketball to here. Missed the front end of one of their last 2 1-on-1s. That'll probably factor into what he's got going in the huddle right now.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think if you're drawing something up, you're trying to get number 3, Mia Jansen, free to catch so that she can be the one shooting the foul shots, reinforcing that. Maybe Juliana Cataldo as well. I see she's sitting down getting some instruction. So it is going to be the Saints basketball. You got to imagine that the Panthers are going to come out with a full court man-to-man press here.
Saints did come in, if you saw the beginning of our broadcast. Got a little injury and a little sickness bug going through the team, but the good news is that out of their 5 starters, 4 of them are seniors. This is where you count on them.
Yeah, you don't want to let one slip with them sitting on the bench, so you let the seniors come in and take care of the basketball and get themselves a win.
One of those seniors, Cara Donaldson, will trigger for the Saints. Of course, the Panthers bringing some pressure. They do get it into Cataldo. Immediately fouled there by Smith. There was a chance for a jump ball there, actually. But usually in these situations, the referee is going to go with a foul.
Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of held balls when it's intentional foul time. So Jansen came through first. Cataldo came through last. I think that was option 1 and 2. Went with Cataldo. Hopefully it pays off here for the Saints.
5-point lead, looking to increase it a little bit. This time the front end is good. She'll shoot again, lead up to 6. Coach Boulard, of course, sends his team back, get ready to play defense.
No fouls away from the bucket. Coach Boulard does not need a rebound. He just needs no fouls.
Second one rattles in and out. That does make a little bit of a difference. The lead is just 6.
2 possessions.
Smith pulls up in the lane. The shot is up and no good. No Panthers there for the rebound, and Cataldo comes away with it. Smith reaches in, hoping for another jump ball, but it'll be another personal foul.
Same recipe, but now she's shooting 2, so the Saints won't be in the lane at all for the remainder of the game, really.
15 seconds on the clock. St. Clair 43, Centerline 37. Saints have 9 team fouls. Centerline with 10. Senior Juliana Cataldo's first free throw is up and no good. Good awareness there, at least good intentions there from Bella Marsh.
She's ready to roll. She knows time and situation. Just didn't know it was double bonus.
Yep.
And some credit to the Panthers here. They played pretty well in this second half and pushed it. And they got a young team, a lot of young girls on their team, and it's kind of showing right now. They didn't quite know how to handle being down just 5 with like 12 seconds to go, and they didn't make all the right decisions. But if you're Coach Fulgenzi to come here in that long bus ride on a cold night and push the first place team in the league to a 6-point game and hold their best players to 3, 0, and 0 points respectively, you can talk a little bit about how to limit Savannah Green. She just deserves a lot of credit. And Christina Bohm as well did a nice job picking up the slack tonight on a night just tough for the Saints.
Saints definitely had to grind that one out. They moved to 7-4 overall, 7-0 in the league. That's the more important one out of those. Centerline going to move to 8-5 overall, 2-5 in the conference. And Brad, I do believe the Saints are going to be playing the Mariners next.
Yeah, I think that's the next one. The Mariners right in the mix in that second tier of the league. I think the Saints have given themselves a little bit of breathing room. Got to take care of business on their home floor, and they'll probably be league champs. But taking care of business on the home floor includes bringing the Mariners in here and sending them home with a loss. So it's a tall order. The Saints will be up for that. They gotta get some ice and some ibuprofen in them and get a little healthy and happy and get that good juju flowing for the next game, because this one is just going to be one they're happy to check a box and move on.
St. Clair's remaining schedule does come up next with the Mariners at home. That'll be their last scheduled home game of the season. They finish it out at Lakeshore, at Lance Cruz High School Saints in the driver's seat for a league title. Got to like their chances at this point.
No doubt.
All righty, a good broadcast once again. Thanks to our buddy PJ on camera. For Brad Robbins, I'm Tom Brenner. St. Clair 43, Centerline 37. We'll see you next time.
This CTV sports presentation has been brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star guiding the way. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. And by CTV Community TV in Marine City in St. Clair.